So now is the time where we begin talking about projects that can get you hired as a fresher. And if you all want me to create some of these projects for free here on YouTube, do let me know in the comments. The more the number of comments I get, I will plan something out wherein I create a playlist sorts dedicated with few projects that can actually help you get hired. Now, the problem today, let us discuss the problems first. The problem today is most freshers' portfolio look identical. I was going through a few resume and I could see apps like to-do application, a weather app. I could even see a calculator. Okay, this is good. But see, hiring managers, think from the hiring manager's perspective, they have seen these kind of projects a lot of times and they don't help you stand out. Okay, so let's talk about what sort of projects can get you hired. See, number one thing is your project should solve a real world problem. So why a real world problem? Because it demonstrates that you can do product thinking and you are not here just by doing tutorial following. Okay, that is number one thing, and it's really important to showcase that you can also think from the product standpoint. Your project should also use real world tools. Now, what does real world tools mean? Real world tools means tools that are actually being used in production grade scenarios, and this shows or demonstrate that you can work with actual code bases. Also, your project should be finished and deployed. I've seen people demonstrating incomplete projects that are not yet deployed. So your project should be deployed. A live URL creates an impact. Okay, it shows that you have it also gives the opportunity for the hiring manager to go and experience your project. So that's becomes really important. Also, as a fresher, you might be thinking, hey, why do I even need projects? So see, projects are important because they act as a substitute for the experience that you don't have. Okay, so that is something there. It shows you, it shows the hiring manager the proof of your skills, that you can build something tangible and you can deal with things. Also, it becomes a very good discussion material for your interview. So your interviewer or the hiring manager can ask you questions around your project, some of the design decisions that you have taken. So it becomes like a really good discussion material for the interview. Otherwise, if you don't have projects, you would be asked a conceptual question, and having projects is really good. It triggers really good discussions in the interviews. Now, the number one idea that I would want to have over here is an full stack e-commerce project. And I know what you're going to say, that, hey, everyone, I saw that video, I saw this video, everyone says, don't do an e-commerce project. Okay, you have heard this a lot of time, but, someone on Twitter might be saying e-commerce projects are overdone and go do something else or something unique. But let me tell you, the problem is never the e-commerce idea. Okay, the problem is how most people build it. So people follow YouTube tutorial or some sort of course and deploy it, and then they call it a portfolio project, and that's what's overdone. What's really expected is a project that you can fully understand, built with real features, and you understand the design decisions behind it. So this is not overdone. See, don't get me wrong over here. Following tutorial is actually good. It helps you get out of your comfort zone. You start building things. But after learning from a tutorial, you should also modify that project as per your own thoughts and your own requirements that you want to present. Okay, you should have some sort of tweaks and features once you have learned how to build a e-commerce application from a course. So don't get me wrong over here. I'm not saying no to tutorials. Okay. But what I'm saying is, after learning, just have your real thoughts also put in over there. Don't just showcase what you've learned in a tutorial or a course into an interview. Okay. And let me tell you one honest truth over here. Every company that you see out there sells something. So they're going to sell either subscriptions, they're going to sell seats, they're going to sell services, some sort of selling they're going to do, and it's all commerce, because that is when you are a business, right? And when an interviewer sees a well-built e-commerce application and they see someone can build they can build features that their company probably needs, and the domain is also immediately understood by the interviewer, because it's commerce, right? There is no explanation required for a lot of things, and if it's done properly, built properly, if you can explain the design decisions, if you can present it in the right way, then this is one of the strongest projects that you can still have in your portfolio. Now, what to build over here? You should build a full-fledged e-commerce store with product categories, sellers, payments, checkouts, session management, carts, all of this. Okay, you should also have authentication, role-based access control, all of this, and you should also be able to explain the design decisions as to why you have taken a particular thing and why you have not done a particular thing in the code. Okay, so design decisions you should definitely have, and I'll tell you why it impresses the interviewer, because it forces you to deal with actually everything. If you build an e-commerce application, you deal with user authentication, state management for your cart, sessions. You're going to do real payment integration. You're going to handle cards, credit cards. You're going to collect money from your users, database management, relationships. E-commerce applications have some of the complex relationships that I have seen, and it is one of the few projects that genuinely touches every part of the stack. So if you have a very well built e-commerce application, it is one of the bonuses. Okay, you should also include things like email password reset feature, all of these things. Okay, you can be a lot more creative. You can have the seller side of the things, you can have the admin side of the things. So there could be like 3 kinds of users who can actually use one product. One is the user who is ordering from your e-commerce store. You can have the seller side, wherein sellers can manage the products and manage the orders. Then you can even have the admin who can manage the entire site. So that is something there. Second idea I would want to give you is a REST API with authentication, rate limiting, and documentation. So what to build over here is fully documented REST API for any domain you like, a bookstore, a recipe database, a gym tracker. Domain doesn't matter, but how you implement the REST API matters. Now, most of the freshers can write CRUD endpoint over here, but very few know how to build a production ready API. And this proves that you know the difference. Okay. Also, you should have things like JWT authentication, input validation, rate limiting over here. You should make use of Swagger. You should have proper error handling, pagination. All of this should be implemented over here. Third is real-time chat application. Now, what to build over here is a chat app with rooms. User can join the room by name, and messages appear live for everyone in that particular room. Add private messaging as well if you can. Now, it impresses the interviewer because it shows that you can build real apps, because real applications require different mental model over here than just request response. And you should also have understanding of web sockets. And that understanding immediately put you ahead of the candidates that just know REST over here. Okay, so this is the idea number 2. Idea number 3, Idea number 4 is real-time data dashboard. Now, over here, what I'm talking about is a live dashboard that can pull data from an API. Now, if you don't have an API, that's fine. You can make use of any sort of public API. Like, for example, there are APIs that give you crypto prices and market caps, volumes. For example, CoinGecko is one, I know. There are APIs that give you weather forecast, temperature, wind information, all of that. You have countries API, wherein you get country related information like population data, region, currency, and all of that. News API you have. So these kind of public APIs already exist. Now you can make use of this public APIs and create a dashboard that displays all the information that your API is giving you. Okay. Now, the dashboard should also be beautiful. It should make use of charts, graphs, so you should have a line chart, bar chart, pie chart, all of this. And in front end, you can make use of recharts or chart.js to demonstrate the UI or to display the UI. And you should have functionalities like auto refresh. It should auto refresh every 30 seconds. You should have filter controls. You should manage the error states and all. Now over here, you need a front end that is consuming the public API. But I would also suggest you should have a proxy backend in between. Okay, and proxy backend should cache the result that you're getting from the public API. Otherwise, you will and end up making a lot of calls to the public API and probably get blocked as well. So a proxy backend is also helpful, and you should be able to understand why you are adding that proxy backend, right? So you should take the data from the public API, you should store it in the Redis cache with the help of the proxy backend, so that you are not again and again hitting the public API. So all those sort of design decisions you should be able to explain, okay? And that would help you present yourself as a lot more smarter, okay? The next project idea that I have is AI powered resume analyzer. So see, all the projects that we have discussed should have some sort of AI integration in over here. Like e-commerce project, if you're building, you should have some sort of AI integration over there. But this tool that I'm talking about is specifically a AI tool, okay, wherein a user pastes their resume and the job description, and the app is going to analyze the resume and tell whether the resume matches the job description, and it is going to present some sort of score. It should highlight some sort of gaps and opportunities where you can upskill. The person who has uploaded the resume can upskill and be a better fit for this particular job. Okay. Now, AI integration is actually an expected skill these days. It's not a bonus. Okay. So this project showcases that you can actually work with large language models, APIs. You can handle prompts engineering. You can build a useful product that, a lot other people are going to need, and you can host it somewhere. Okay. This is a sort of project that, that is actually a need today. Okay. And so you can take the ideas that I've given, you can also enhance it. So instead of pasting the description and uploading the resume, what you can do is you can enter the job URL and upload the resume, and the application should get or extract the description and the job information from that URL which user is pasting. So all of those things you can do. You can improve the application and make it much more user friendly. Okay. The next project is a bit DevOps focused. So you can have a DevOps pipeline project, and this is particularly useful if you're applying for a job that expects the candidates to have some bit of DevOps knowledge. Now, when I say a DevOps project, you should have a DevOps pipeline project wherein you have a project and you have automated the deployment for the same. So for example, you built a project, you should containerize it with Docker, you should set up a CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions, and on every sort of trigger, for example, the trigger can be a push to GitHub. So on any sort of trigger, the code should be deployed to the production. So there should be steps wherein the application gets containerized, it gets deployed to the server, there are test cases that should run. Now, why this impresses the interviewers? Because most of the freshers that will apply for the jobs are going to have code on the GitHub, and they're going to submit the project URL. Okay. And there will be exceptions, yes, but not a majority of them are going to have CI/CD pipeline working. So you can demonstrate the CI/CD pipeline, and this immediately signals the interviewer that you not only understand how to build a software, but you also know how to ship it, and that too in an automated way. So this is going to help you stand out from the others. And yes, be prepared to answer questions around like pipelines, deployment related questions. So all of that skills that you are demonstrating, you are going to be asked a lot of questions amongst them, right? The next project idea that I have is a CLI developer tool. So CLI developer tool as in a command line utility tool that can be used by developers. Okay. Now this can be a project scaffolding tool, or you can create a tool like, if I have to give you an idea. So this tool won't have a UI because it's command line based. So you can have a tool that enhances or formats the GitHub commits that you're doing. Okay. You can have a tool that can check the local environment variables that have been set. You can have a .env file validator. So all of these sort of tools, you can create a bulk file renamer. Okay. All of these tools that can be triggered and used by developers from the command line tool. And you can create one out of your own need, and you can project this tool as something that you have created to enhance your own productivity. Okay. And so this showcases that, okay, you are building a software for staying productive and as well. And, you can explain the decisions as to why you thought of building this particular tool. Okay. And yes, this shows that you as a developer can think of building something out of the box, okay, wherein if there is any problem that you're facing, you are the kind of person where you can step out of your comfort zone and create a tool which can save you hours of work. So that's something for you to keep in mind. Now, how to go about building these sort of projects, so pick one idea at any one given point in time and commit to it. Don't start working on multiple ideas, okay? See, one complete project is better than multiple half finished and half baked projects, okay? If you have one project where that is really good, it's touching important concepts, a lot of concepts among the language or the job that you're applying for, the kind of job you're applying for, that is better than having 10 half-baked projects. Okay, you should be able to explain the design decisions and present that one project in a beautiful way. That is something that I would tell you. Okay, so pick one project at any given point in time. If you can do multiple projects, like one after the other, that's best. But start with one. Okay, write the requirements first. What people do is they directly start jumping to code. That's not how it should work. First, you visualize what you want the project to be. What are the user flows that you want it to be? What should users see when he's logged in? What should users see when he's logged out? So different scenarios you will have to consider. Okay, sit with a book and a pen. Okay, and write down all the requirements before writing the code. Okay, understand what your app does, what pages it has, what is the structure of the entire application, what endpoints. Now, based on the requirements, you will also start getting the clarity as to what sort of endpoints, what APIs do you need. And this is actually what developers do in the real job. Of course, they won't be sitting thinking about the requirements. See, there might be scenarios wherein developers are also expected to think about requirements, and this is specifically in case of internal tools. But if it is user facing, generally you get requirements from someone else in the team, okay, who is dealing with it, and you are expected to build a solution. But over here, since you are building a project to showcase, you have to think of the requirements, what you want the app to be. You have to plan it well, and then you start writing code. Okay, it prevents you from getting lost midway, and you might even lose the motivation. Okay, so that's the second part. Jot down the requirements. Third is build and think about all edge cases. Handle all the edge cases. For example, all the error related scenarios. What happens, like if a user is trying to make a payment for, or if your user has added a product into the into the cart, and if he comes to the application after 3 days and the product is out of stock, what happens? What does he see? So all those sort of scenarios, like unhappy paths, consider them as well. Okay, handle errors, like if there is some sort of unexpected data that is given to the API, how does your API behave? So all those sort of scenarios also you will have to think. Okay, after building the project, deploy it before saying that it's done. Okay, a live project adds a lot of value. Okay, if you can add the URL of the project in your resume, that adds a lot of value. You can even share it with the recruiter over an email. So all of these things add a lot. Okay, and have a proper documentation in the form of README file on GitHub if you are showcasing this as a portfolio project, or if you're sharing the source code with the interviewer. And also have live demo link and a few screenshots on the README page. Okay, so that helps recruiter to understand what you've built. Okay, because he will literally have no context, he'll just have the brief that you are giving. Okay, but it helps recruiter understand what you have created and how he can go about experiencing the application. So yes, that's it for this particular video. If you enjoyed this particular video, do subscribe, like, and let me know in the comments if you want to see any of the projects to be created on this particular channel. I'll set up a playlist if a lot of you comment below and let me know if that would be helpful for you all. So let me know in the comments. Okay, more the number of comments, more I will think of creating a playlist. Thank you.